All right, everybody. Welcome to In the Guard, your one-stop shop for everything MMA, boxing, combat sports, any kind of scuffle, whatever, scrap you see in an alley, anything we can find out on the internet where people are hitting other people. We're going to talk about it. I'm Mike.
I'm Tony.
And we are coming off the UFC Fight Night 19. See, I never get the numbers right. Sorry, a little bit extra whiskey for my bad wagers last night.
He just got started.
Yeah, we just got started. So, Derek Lewis versus Curtis Blaydes, the main event. First off, before we dig into the card, I just want to kind of dive into something that we kind of talked about on the last podcast and kind of applied to this week's. Because the first story of this card was the scale and how many people missed weight. We had a record-breaking weight misses, right? 12 pounds.
Yeah, I was starting to think something was wrong with the scale.
Right.
It's like, they need to fucking dial that thing in. Who's calibrating this?
It's very serendipitous that a week after we're talking about getting rid of weight cutting, how stupid it is, how bad it is, how dangerous it is, they get a fucking lambasted with a shitload of missed weight cuts right the week right after. So just want to throw that in there. When you miss weight by 12 pounds, that's not a weight miss. You're not a featherweight.
Yeah.
That's what that is. And like we kind of talked about it off air, and actually through text messages.
Well, you didn't even make the 155 limit, right?
Right. Well, he was.
You missed 2 weight divisions.
Saying this was going to be my last time fighting at featherweight. Apparently, he walks around at 200 pounds.
That's insane.
Ridiculous.
55-pound weight cut.
Right. And that's like cheating.
You're fucking off. You're fucking off when you're not fighting.
That's like getting a fake birth certificate and going playing Little League Baseball. That's the equivalent of what it is. I want to go beat up littler people. And apparently he had too much salmon. I forget. What was it? What was his name? I forgot the guy's name.
It's a misnomer for tiramisu.
Right.
Rafael
Alves.
I should remember that name for like the worst weight cut ever, but I kind of want to forget it.
I mean, good for him the fight didn't go through. I had Sabatini probably choking his ass out anyway.
I was going to lean Sabatini's side too, but the way my bets went, Sabatini probably got his ass beat in the first round.
Well, let's not forget that 3 other people missed weight yesterday too.
Ketlin Vieira.
Right.
Yeah, she was over by what?
2 pounds was it?
135, 138, 6, 7, 8, about
so
2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ketlin Vieira missed weight.
Jared Gordon.
Jared Gordon
missed
weight
by 5.
Yeah.
There's one more.
Rafael, and then at the bottom here,
Draco
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez missed weight too by a hefty weight too.
Yeah.
Right, 4 pounds.
2 of those fighters lost their fights, Ketlin Vieira and
it says Vieira missed weight.
It goes to show the risk reward, right? Yeah, you're going to get small fight, but if you have a bad weight cut, if you're feeling drained, fatigued, tired, if you're missing weight by that much, that means you tried hard and it did not work. Your body's rejecting that, and that's why you see it in the cage.
It definitely paid off for Jared Gordon, though. That dude was fucking nonstop.
Yeah, no, I mean, it did. But if you look at the numbers, it looks like it's.
He still lost 30% of his money.
Yeah, there you go. He's lucky he won. Otherwise, it'd be a waste of time in training to go there and do that. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on though. Let's get rid of fucking weight cutting.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the top of the card here. Oh, not rankings. Here we go. So. Derek Lewis, Curtis Blaydes.
He lands 7 strikes, 2 to put the cherry on top.
He
threw 5 strikes.
He threw 6 too many.
Yeah, 2 of them when Curtis Blaydes was already dead. 2 of them. I wish we about beating a dead horse. So
he might have beaten Floyd Mayweather's record for most money per punch and Connor's.
He
threw. I want to know what he took home last night. He threw 7 punches.
I mean,
he got a performance of the night.
We all knew.
And he got an extra
win bonus.
we all know about Derek Lewis's power. Nobody ever doubted that.
Yeah.
To see it on display though, it's never not exciting. It's never surprising when you see just one touch.
Yeah. And he might have made 100,000 or more per punch.
I've seen Curtis Blaydes take some shots before. He's a big dude. He's fought some of the top strikers in MMA at the heavyweight division. But that one,
I mean, and he looked good in the first round. I thought, we were texting back and forth. I'm like, we might see Blaydes knock out Derek Lewis here, because we didn't understand the strategy till afterwards, right? Derek was so scared of getting taken down. He's like, I'm not going to throw 1-2s.
Yeah,
I'm just going to wait to throw this knee or this uppercut when he shoots. That's all I'm going to do this whole fight.
Game plan was flawless. And it worked.
You talk about efficiency, minimal effort, maximum reward. Dude.
I think I saw Curtis Blaydes' soul leave his body. Like the whole he comes out to Mortal Kombat, right? His walkout music, Mortal Kombat, which is awesome. I hear that song going off.
Yeah.
But man, that was a fatality for sure.
My favorite quote from Derek Lewis afterwards, he's there asking him like, "Did you know he was?" I was like, "Yeah, when I hit it, I saw him stiff up." And I was like, "This is cool,"
No.
but I had to go hit him a few more times. And that
the
was
best
all
quote
Herb
of the
Dean's
night
fault.
was Herb Dean's fault.
That was Herb Dean's
That
fault.
was Herb Dean's fault. They called it the ref.
He had a
too.
bunch of good ones. He was like, "I'm all American."
Oh,
I've
he
been telling
always-
you, I'm all American. I'm the best blue
Derek
belt in
Lewis
Texas.
not only has one of the hardest punches in MMA, the best punch lines. Like the guy's
the best Instagram. Go
Man.
follow his Instagram.
when he's done with at UFC, the WWE is a home for that guy. 'Cause
He's
give him
okay.
a mic. He's just as fun on the microphone as he is in the cage. I'm pretty sure Jody enjoyed this fight a little bit more than
Oh
everybody
yeah,
at this
Jody.
table.
Tell him, Jody.
Well, I
You guys should
am
follow
a very
Jody.
casual bettor, but I lost money on the Gilbert Burns because I put money on Gilbert Burns last week. But then I saw Lewis was like a 3-1 underdog, and I kind of felt like, man, I can't not put money on that fight, And then I put money him to win in round 1, and also him to win in round. Put $1 on round 1 and round 2 because I felt like if Derek is going to win, he's going to knock him out, and it's going to be in the first 2 rounds, right? He's not going to knock him around in the later rounds.
Yeah, he's not working the decision.
This is how this is going to go. And then I put something else. Oh, him to win by knockout or submission or something, like not
To
for it to
finish.
not to go.
Yeah.
For it to finish. So I really put all my eggs in kind of one basket, meaning like Derek had to win. Right. If he lost, all of those bets were worthless.
Right.
So I, looking back, maybe I'd be better off to diversify my bets a little bit. I also put money on Minner to win because you guys seemed really strong about him last week, and I was like, well, I'll throw I think $15 at him. So at the end of the day, I bet a total of like $45, I think, across the board. And walked away with like $190. So
Not bad.
And
I'm in
Jody's
the hole.
the only one that
75.
walked away with a little bit extra money this
I'm in
week.
the hole.
Yeah, did not have a good week of bets, but it was
Yeah.
fun card. At least it wasn't like a boring, drawn out card,
Yeah.
and I lost money on it. I got to have
like-
some fun watching the fights.
So I got to work today, coach 2 classes for free.
Got to catch up.
right. Well, and
Damn.
the worst part was I was in a Zoom meeting last night and didn't even get to see the fight happen live. And I get in my car and I got a text from Tony that's like, "Holy shit, Jody called it."
Yeah.
And
That was
then I
Mike.
missed
Yeah.
the whole card, and then I came home and I watched a bunch of the highlights, and then I watched the whole Lewis fight.
Just hearing cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
I mean, I already knew who was going to. And honestly, watching it, Curtis looked really good in that first round. And even in the second round, if I were watching that live, I would have been like, oh, my money's probably going to be gone here,
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was gonna be I thought it was gonna be a Blaydes like 3rd, maybe 4th round finish. Like finally he wears down Lewis, gets him to the ground, and like ugly ground and pound to win the fight. But Lewis had that time bomb.
I don't know. That made me really happy.
Yeah,
That was
I
one
mean,
of
I'm
the
wearing the
happiest.
Black Bean
Yeah.
shirt today. I wanted
Yeah.
Derek Lewis to win. I
Yeah.
just didn't think he was going to. I mean,
When he wins, it's the best.
maybe it's
man.
being a Chicago sports fan, Cubs and Bears and Bulls, and like expecting your guy to always lose. That's why I wouldn't bet on him. But I wanted Derek Lewis to win.
It was
for
good.
Sure.
I was elated when he knocked in the
For
fucking
sure,
out.
it was
like,
a
"Oh,
great way to
this
end
is
the night.
great."
For sure, great way
I'm
to
not
end
so
the night.
sad about
Hope
losing
I mean,
money.
Curtis Blaydes is a local guy. I hope he's okay. I mean,
Yeah,
he seemed
for
okay
sure.
afterwards, obviously. But again, it's hard not to cheer for Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
Right. So, Derek Lewis called out Overeem. I don't know that I'm too excited for an Overeem.
Yeah, I don't
fight,
understand
but-
that.
But I do want to see what he means by clap his cheeks.
I guess,
And he said no homo too, to make sure.
Yeah.
I want to clap his cheeks. no
wanting
homo.
to fight your idols, right? I get it.
Well,
Yeah.
I apparently there was some shit talking a few years ago where Overeem kind of hinted that Derek Lewis is below him, and Derek Lewis probably has been holding that for the whole time. And he's in great shape. Like you see, he's leaner now than he's ever been in his career. Again, that'll probably be a step down for Derek. You just beat like the number 3 guy in the world right now in your division. You're right, Sniff. You're right there outside the title picture. I think there's a better matchup for him than that.
I might have to celebrate with that Popeye's chicken sandwich tonight.
I would rather see a rematch of him and Gane and see them really go at it. I know that was a terrible
I don't know.
fight the first time,
Yeah.
but I think each of them will come back knowing that fight was not what everybody wanted to see, and they will come out with a better show, and someone will go to sleep like we thought it would the first time.
was like we were talking. I want to see him maybe fight the winner of Gane and Rozenstruik.
That's another one too. And another, honestly, probably if you're thinking like by the standings and the rankings, a logical one could maybe be Volkov. We kind of talked a little about Volkov versus Blaydes, but Volkov just won. He just won. They're both top 5 people. He beat Volkov in that fight, but Volkov was winning 99% of that fight.
Yeah.
That's where the shirt was born.
What do
the
you do
night this shirt was born. 5 seconds left in the last round. Volkov domination. Derek Lewis knocks him out cold and takes his pants off because his balls were hot.
Yeah.
So
I think that Derek Lewis could probably win that rematch as well. Obviously.
Well, yeah, but on the flip side, Volkov has looked like a fucking murderer his last couple outings between Walt Harris and Alistair Overeem.
I mean, he was beating Lewis till the end, right?
I was for sure talking up Overeem a lot before that fight going in there, and most people were like, "This guy's still just as good as he always was." And then he went in there against Volkov and looked like he'd never fought before. Or time to walk away, you're done. So. Volkov looks like he's improved too. Derek Lewis has improved, so it'll be kind of cool to see that fight again. And again, that probably makes the most sense.
Yeah.
But again, even to that Rozenstruik too. If Rozenstruik does beat Gane, I mean that makes sense as well.
What do we feel like is the next step for
Blaydes?
Blaydes.
Maybe he can go down there, cracking the top 10 there. Maybe Walt Harris. What's he doing?
I don't know if Walt Harris seems like he's kind of got one foot out. Maybe give him the loser of Gane and Rozenstruik.
Yeah.
The two losers fight each other. That makes a little bit of logic to it. They're both still top 10.
Cyril Gane's right there at 7.
I don't think he needs to go anywhere lower than that.
Yeah.
I feel like Alexei Olenek probably should be hanging up. Overeem probably should be thinking about retirement. I was talking about being a heavyweight title contender, but man, I honestly, I say it every time we talk about, I have no fucking idea who Shamil Abdurakhimov is. I don't know who that guy is. I watch so many damn MMA fights, and I don't know who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
But maybe him. He's number 8.
Sergey Pavlovich, too. Who the hell's that?
Right, those two I don't know. Even though if I somewhat know, he fought against Derek Lewis, I think he took a decision at one point. But yeah, I think maybe, I think the best way to go would be the loser of Gane and Rozenstruik. They just fall out. The timing works out good, and they're kind of all in that same picture.
Look at that. 4 strikes from distance, 1 from clinch, 2 from the ground.
Dude. The 2 on the ground were fucking unnecessary,
That's
too.
awesome, dude.
Like the 2 on the ground, Curtis Blaydes was dead.
So awesome.
All right, well, let's move on
double
to
tap. We call that one a double tap. Zombieland.
Yeah. Next fight.
All right.
This was
Vieira
kind of pleading the case about weight cutting. Ketlin Vieira missed weight, right? A few pounds.
Also,
looked dejected.
Giving Mike his due about how control doesn't always mean you should.
This is finally someone hearing my bitching and moaning about how it just because you're holding someone down, you are not winning a fight.
You guys know how me and Mike went at each other on Jose Aldo, Chito Vera. Like I still think Aldo won that fight, but this is one.
Look at the strikes here.
This definitely Kunitskaya won this fight. Like. If you go by damage and activity, Kunitskaya won this fight.
It's like
this wasn't a
But this is a hopefully.
215 strikes to 35.
She blooded her up, cut her up,
and a higher percentage at 87%.
You can argue
9% too. There's no
I
way.
think Kunitskaya won round 2, and she won round 3 at the end.
Right. I mean, again, if you are holding someone down, are you winning a fight?
Yeah, and like you said, fuck you. Ketlin, you missed weight.
Right, you missed weight.
You wanted to roll your eyes at the
end.
Use that
extra poundage just to hold her down? Is that what you're trying to do? And you went on another thing. Going back to the scale, when Kunitskaya hopped on the scale, she was straightforward, straight faced. Just got in there,
Russian,
didn't
man.
flex.
All business.
But that's what she said.
Yeah.
She tweeted out the picture, all business, and then walked away. So she had some kind of personal thing going into this fight, and you could see it by throwing 215 strikes, no matter where she was, top, bottom.
I was happy that they got that one. Definitely got that one right.
And this kind of shows like what I would like to see more scoring do. Now that was a drastic case of the strikings, but there's a lot of times where these guys are holding position, they're not really advancing, they're just holding this guy down, and you or girl whatever, but like you're getting wins. For
and
not
good
really
on
doing
Kunitskaya from constantly striking from when Ketlin had her back, like constant.
And we'll get into what like good offensive grappling is in just a second.
Yeah.
Like this was just someone that I'm trying to hold on for dear life.
Yeah.
Very similar to an Charles Oliveira performance we saw not too long ago, where you're just trying to hold a person and run the clock out.
Yeah,
that's all she was
like
trying to do.
If you're gonna hold half guard, that's fine, but do some damage.
Right,
from it,
do something. Especially if the guy has
it's
one
like
arm.
where we saw there was an earlier fight in this card that was like that.
Especially if your opponent has one arm, you should do more damage.
Yeah.
Well, so where does that put Yana at?
Well, she was 7.
Yeah.
They were talking about Vieira was on her way for a title shot, right?
Yeah.
Not no more.
I mean,
we got Pena and Holm going at it.
So you give Aldana and Kunitskaya.
Yeah, Aldana just come off a loss though.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean,
I would give a loss to Holly Holm.
Why not GDR?
Or GDR. I think they're trying to make the rematch between GDR and Ladd.
Oh, I could see that, but
so GDR, Ladd, Holm is fighting Pena.
Well, yeah, I would lean again. I don't know what's going on with the Ladd and GDR case. Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, that's a good fight. But if not, like Ketlin Vieira, they were talking about she's on a fast track for that title, right? Jermaine Demannery just won by submission. She's already fought Amanda Nunes. Let her fight Kunitskaya. If she beats Kunitskaya, she can fight Amanda.
Yeah. So if GDR doesn't fight Ladd, GDR. Kunitskaya. But if GDR is fighting Ladd, then I think you go Irene Aldana, Kunitskaya.
Right. I would even go Aldana.
Ketlin Vieira goes back and fights maybe a Sarah McMahon or I don't know. Did Rosa come off a win? I don't know.
How's Aldana higher than Pena? That's why I don't like these rankings. Aldana just came off a loss. Pena's coming off a win.
Yeah.
Like why is she higher than her?
Pena's been more active than Aldana too.
Like Aldana was a fucking dominating. This shit kicked out of her by Holly Holm for 5 rounds.
Whooped her.
Man, just one side as can be. Why is she not farther down?
Well, what's this mean for Ketlin? She got to go up? She's missing weight.
Well, I don't think my whole thing. I don't think there's going to be a going up after this Megan Anderson fight. If Amanda Nunes beats Megan Anderson, there's nobody in that division.
Right.
Like, where's that 145 division?
Yeah, they're going to get rid of that division.
That was solely put there for Cyborg.
If Megan Anderson wins, they're going to be like, God damn it.
Then we got to keep this belt. It's going to be kind of like when Cejudo won.
Yeah.
When Cejudo beat DJ.
What do we got to do?
Yeah. So like it's going to be that similar situation. So I don't know if there's going to be a going up. Has she missed weight before? I don't know.
Ketlin?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If that was a one-time thing, it's a one-time thing.
I mean, even the 135-pound division is not that exciting.
No.
It's nothing like the 125.
You know what it is? A lot of their fighters are older.
Yeah.
They've all fought each other.
I think the 125 is even kind of stale. No,
that one's a deep.
The 115 is awesome.
The 125 just had that great fight with Macy and
yeah, I mean, there's some
Grasso.
decent ones in there, but
yeah, I mean, look, that's a fun division, man. Yeah. Talia Santos is fun.
115.
Little Shevchenko's. Alexis Davis. Roxy's always fun to watch fight. Yeah, that's a good fight. That's a good division right there.
Roxanne.
You get your favorite fighter, Jessica I, in there.
Oh, hell no.
I
hate Jessica I.
The problem is, like, most of these, even the 125 division, most of these women have already fought each other.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people who haven't fought each other.
And in different weight divisions,
right,
too.
So it's hard to really differentiate. But that 125 is great.
Yeah.
Isn't, Angela Hill's in 115.
She's about to be fighting Ashley Yoder.
Right.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Now
Charles Rosa, Derek Minner.
Good grappling.
Yeah.
What good offensive
from
grappling
both parties.
is. From both. Well, Rosa was defensive grappling.
Yeah, but he was attacking from his back, which made it exciting. He was
countering. He was countering, but basically like a counter puncher.
Yeah, and you got to give Rosa the credit for helping this be exciting, right? Like if he's not attacking, Minner's not transitioning, scrambling as much. So I mean, it was just.
Well, he was relentless.
It was great.
And I've been on rolls with a guy who, no matter which direction you go, what arm you pull, what leg you pull,
they go opposite.
They get that better position on you, and it's the most smothering. So I know what I don't even know to the extent. Like I know for 6 minutes. Rosa was on for 15 minutes and still able to put up submissions. Derek Minner, I'm a big fan of him. You're a big fan of him.
And plus, you're getting spoon-fed the narrative all week long. Hey, Minner's got 5 minutes in him. He's got one round. Well, that motherfucker comes out.
So in your
round two,
it's almost like you're drowning and like, oh, the surface is 5 feet away. Oh no, it's 5 more. Yeah. Oh no, it's 5 more. It's 5 more. You're still holding on to that breath, thinking you're gonna make it to the top of the water, but that water just keeps getting taller and taller and taller.
Yeah, Minner was just, I mean, he's 2 steps ahead, not just 1 step. 2 steps ahead.
He looks like a problem at 145.
If he brings that cardio, he's out there training Team Elevation.
Yeah,
in Colorado.
Kraus.
No, he's training with Kraus. Yeah.
Kraus was great in that fight. The way he was coaching, calm, collected,
he's good,
clearly delivering a message. Like he was saying, do this, do that. Like he was like, no, watch that, watch your arm, bend this. He was on point. So shout out to James Kraus too. I'm starting to be on Team Kraus over Buckley.
Yeah.
He's like a very nice, understanding coach. So if you got a problem with him, you might be the problem.
You know, it's good. Like he practices what he preaches, right? Kraus gets in there and fights too.
Yeah.
Like he,
But yeah, I think Charlie again. Shout out to Charles Rosa, who's also a black belt. But I think his jiu-jitsu skill hurt him in this fight.
I mean that's what they're saying. Like there's black belt, like you have your sport black belts. but it's MMA is a different world, man. Like, especially if you bring those habits, like that muscle memory from sport jiu-jitsu in, like you're not
too comfortable there.
Yeah, you're not looking for the ground and pound. You're not looking. Yeah, it's a slower game.
Right. And the whole mindset is different. In jiu-jitsu, you're good. You're in the guard. I'm in control in the guard. I'm dominating this guy. He's not going to do anything to me that I don't want him to do. He's got to get past my legs. But in MMA, not only are you losing the fight from control time, you're in the fear getting punched in the face, the ribs, all kinds of strikes.
And I'd imagine maybe like if you're a sport jiu-jitsu guy, maybe you have to think a little bit more about what guards you're trying to play, right? Like you're going to take one hand for De La Riva around the ankle. Well, you can't block a punch.
Well,
I wonder how much like of the mind stuff is like.
He pulled off that omoplata sweep for the sweep, but if he would have followed up to take the back take there, but he still kind of sat in that jiu-jitsu position and didn't kind of get. I mean, who knows? He's tired as fuck too, man. Like I know, like it seems a lot easier watching it on TV than when you're trying to do something.
You're in the moment, you're exhausted. People are with what energy?
Because that was all. I mean, you don't see Umaplata pulled off too much in MMA. It's greasy, and that was like second, third round, doing her sweaty and bleeding and all kinds of shit.
But I mean, it was sick grappling.
Oh man, and this is I'm the one that always talks shit about grappling, but this is grappling and MMA at its best.
Yeah.
Because this was all offense. This was two people trying to sub each other, reversing each other, throwing strikes to transition. There was no dead moments. Like it wasn't just laying on top of them. There were constant transitions. It was a great fight to watch, and it was one of the most exciting decisions you're going to see. That's not like two people just beating the shit out of each other, like a Moreno and Figueiredo. Like for a grappling decision, you're not going to get better than this.
Yeah, it was good.
Where does Derek Minner go from here?
145. That's a
give him a top 15.
Yeah, he needs to. I would like.
I know I was talking shit about Minner and Mitchell last night, but I think Mitchell's a little bit too high though.
Well, he's like 13.
Is he?
I would love to watch that.
That would be a great fight.
So featherweight.
Featherweight.
Featherweight. Okay.
Where's Bryce?
Yeah, 13.
Bryce is 13.
Bryce Mitchell. Let's go.
Yeah, Bryce Mitchell. Let's go Minner. Yeah.
Or even I would say Movsar Ivalev.
Yeah. Ooh, that might be a tough one.
Oh, they're not easy no more.
Yeah.
They're not easy no more. But it was a similar situation. The reason I like Bryce Mitchell also fought Charles Rosa. And Mitchell is a big-time grappler like that, known for his twisters. He was all over Rosa the same way, but couldn't finish him. Just like Minner's known for his chokes, right? He's protect your neck. Don't let this guy get a hold of your head. But he could not finish Rosa. So they both had a very similar experience with a similar fighter, so I like to see them go at it and see what happens. And I don't know. I mean, I guess you'd say Rosa, but Mitchell, has he really faced a grappler on his level like that?
I don't know.
Like he's faced good strikers, very good striker, like touchy-feely and stuff like that, and he's able to grab. I would like to see him go against a pure grappler.
I mean, touchy-feely wasn't like super outclassed in the grappling.
No. Touchy-feely's a pro.
Yeah,
he was right. He's alpha man.
But you saw it like Minner, man. He gets those angles, those.
Yeah, so I think that fight would be just a blast.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next fight. Olenek, how do you pronounce that? Daukaus?
Daukaus. Chris Daukaus. Yeah. Kyle Daukaus' other brother. My brother's keeper, obviously. There's tattoo.
Yeah, the two Daukaus brothers out of Philly, right?
Philadelphia. Chris is a police officer in Philly.
Yeah, do not want to get pulled over by him.
Yeah.
Or if you do, be very nice.
Yeah. And you got Alexei Olenek, been around the game forever, the boa constrictor. He's pretty much... I'm going to get you down, choke you.
Right. He is, boa constrictor is the perfect name. Known for Ezekiel choke, which...
He went for it.
Which, if you don't understand, in normal jiu-jitsu, when you got the gi on, the Ezekiel choke, you use your sleeve for leverage to help you choke somebody. So to be able to pull that off in MMA without any grips and just be strong enough to basically... chop someone's neck off is what
essentially
you're doing.
You're taking your fist. You got one hand behind their head. You're taking your fist into their throat, and you're using the weight of your chest
and creating a scissors effect with your hands to choke the person around their neck. So it's real easy when you're holding your gi and you get that leverage, but he's able to pull that off without any of that. So he's done like 5 of them or something like that, some ridiculous amount of it. So he's known for doing that. A bunch of other submissions. He had the infamous the British Bulldog choke on Derek Lewis. Another great Derek Lewis moment.
But anyway, I mean. Olenek showed his age last night.
Right.
And Daukaus was fucking 10 steps ahead of him.
Daukaus has great hand speed.
His hand speed.
And I've always wondered what his grappling was. Now, Olenek didn't really get a chance to implement his game.
Yeah, we still didn't see a lot of it yet because he didn't take it down.
But he was able to stop a great grappler from getting a hold of him. So you can see that.
He's a BJJ black belt. I mean.
Right. Again, but sports jiu-jitsu and MMA jiu-jitsu are two different things.
Yeah.
I bet you if you took Khabib and put him at Abu Dhabi, he'd probably get smoked. But you put those guys.
Won a Naga belt.
But if you put them, you put him in an MMA cage, he looks like he's a.
Put him in a gi though. Put him in a gi.
You know what I'm saying? Like you take a fish out of water, basically. He looks. I like Chris Daukaus a lot. His hands are amazing. Yeah. I believe he's the one that introduced me to Parker Porter.
Yeah.
Right.
By knocking Parker Porter out.
Yeah. So that's another notch in his belt. Real good promise. The heavyweight division, like just outside the top 10 right now, is looking really good, which is nice because you got guys like Doc Olenek. They have his name backwards over there. No,
that's just who won.
Yeah, they threw me off a little bit. But yeah, guys like Olenek. We saw Overeem a couple weeks ago during our live stream. We saw Arlovsky earlier tonight, kind of making waves for those young guys to come in. And there's a wave of young
that's
talent
probably the oldest division
that
there is.
Right. I mean, because you could be a little bit long. Like power goes away the last. Yeah. You don't have to be super fast or super. The fights don't last that long in heavyweight.
Yeah.
So Daukaus is on that list of people that will be in the top, probably in the top 10 or top 15 for sure when the rankings come out again.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to.
Now the only stinker
Phil Hawes
of the night.
Oh man,
this card was great from start to finish. I guess it needed a bathroom break, and that's what this fight was.
This is probably the worst.
Which is kind of shocking too, because Phil Hawes is usually a quick finisher. You know, I'm gonna be aggressive and knock you out. And Imavov is a great striker. Yeah. He kind of showed in his chances that he had to do it. So you would think this would be a case where one guy's gonna go to sleep, but did not happen.
Phil Hawes, I mean, give it to him. He can take a punch. He was out on his feet there, and he would not go down.
Definitely has a
Imavov held his moments, but like some of his decision making was just.
And it was an ugly win for Hawes. People want to knock his cardio, but he was able to do enough to win the fight. So his cardio wasn't bad enough to where he was falling asleep. No, it was not pretty.
Yeah, I think he's gonna struggle though. Like.
No, but this could be that time he felt 3 rounds. He felt where he wasn't just over dominating somebody, and that can also get you to be motivated a little bit more in the gym, learn a little bit more, and kind of gives you that. It's almost like giving you that humbling loss without losing.
Yeah, it's a tough division though. 185.
Man, I don't know. The King just left. The King is gone. He ain't coming back. He's going to go to bigger, better things.
But if you missed this one, you didn't miss much.
No, this is the one that takes
There's a lot of clinch against the cage. Hawes trying to stay in control. And then third round was the best round.
You would think that Tony would love this fight.
Last 2 minutes of the fight. No, come on. Imavov had his chance.
Tony likes dry humping.
All right.
Be a little moistness to it.
Last fight on the main card.
There he is.
Aspinall.
Again, part of what we were talking about earlier with the changing of the guard in the heavyweight division. Aspinall, the Brit, comes in. Hands are on fire against, a living legend.
He unloads 30 punches in about 10 seconds. So.
Like I was going to print the list off. I forgot to do that. I saw a list of the people that Andrei Arlovsky has fought in that heavyweight division. Insane.
He's fought everybody.
Any name that you could think in MMA history that was a great heavyweight, he's pretty much fought them. So he's been down there, and he still looks almost exactly the same. Only thing, he doesn't have that mullet no more. If he brought the mullet back, he would look exactly the same.
I don't know. They were trying to find somebody to play Wolverine, right? Because Hugh Jackman's out. Well, there you go. I don't know about his acting skills, but he can fight.
He is Wolverine. He is Wolverine, the real life version of him.
Yeah, I mean, Aspinall, I was picking Aspinall to win this fight. I thought, like, Arlovsky had some moments he looked good. Like, he kept it competitive, but Aspinall is just
he's a pro.
Step ahead,
like, he knows his way around a cage.
14-year age difference here,
I mean, Arlovsky was coming off back-to-back wins, too. Yeah. So it's not like he's a guy who's on his way out. But the fact that Aspinall, this is one of my busts of the night at my bets. I bet a second-round win, but a knockout for Tom Aspinall.
It was plus 1,600 for the sub, yeah?
Yeah. And if you got, I guarantee if you said a second-round sub, it's probably like plus 3 or something like that because they more on the dot. I went second-round knockout for Aspinall. He got the job done in the second round. Knocking down Arlovsky, and he kind of looked like he was going to go into that ground and pound of the cage, and I was hoping and praying, start throwing those fists again.
Oh, man.
But then he locked in that rear naked
neck pretty quick, yeah.
And then, did he tap or did he go out?
He tapped.
Yeah,
and he was frustrated. He's like, he didn't see it coming.
Like, if you get Andrei Arlovsky to tap, that's something special.
Because Aspinall was starting to look a little bit tired before he shot that double leg.
He threw about 70 strikes.
And Arlovsky had some moments where I was like, damn, okay.
Like the blood going to his, I was exaggerating, but like the blood going to his arms at that flurry he threw against the cage, he had to be on fire.
Yeah, you guys with your bro splits, you want a good pump? Go do some grappling.
Man,
you talk about shoulder pump, bicep
forearm,
pump, forearm. There's nothing like it.
Man, you can't close your hand.
Go grapple for just 1 6-minute round.
I'm gonna have a great carpal tunnel when I get over there. But yeah, a good big thing to Aspinall, and they kind of hinted at it during the card. I'm all for it. Aspinall, Daukaus, 2 young up covers. It may be too early. You don't want to give one of those
because you
guys
see
have
both
lost
these
yet.
guys are building some steam. You don't want to see one of them lose, right?
Not yet.
Yeah.
But I'll watch that fight. Sign me up. They're gonna throw hands.
All right, let's move to undercard. Gordon versus
Fun.
Chavez.
Another fun fight.
Okay. So Gordon misses weight. Great performance from Gordon. I was a little underwhelmed with Chavez's performance. I was expecting more.
Chavez came out looking really good early. And good balance to him, athletic. He came out talking all kinds of shit.
I would say the first 2.5 minutes he looked
right
good.
early.
After that, it was all Gordon.
And he just went gas. He flat out told Gordon, "You're not going to take me down. I know what you're going to try to do." I guess they had some history. Like they both came up in New York and they kind of moved to Florida.
Gordon
at the same
likes
time.
to talk shit too. You know.
And I think Chavez was talking a lot of shit himself.
I think Gordon and Felder have been teammates for a while or something, and Gordon was kind of flustering Felder though about being in his corner saying some shit too. I think Gordon's just kind of a confrontational guy.
They both were going back and forth. So there was definitely some hatred in this fight, but Gordon just kind of dominated. After that early, there's a couple times Chavez looked okay, he's got some balance, some good striking. He did that spinning back kick, which is kind of like his signature.
And Gordon looked pretty well-rounded in this fight. Like a lot more well-rounded than he did in the last fight where he kind of edged a victory over, who was it? I can't remember who it was, but he looked much better this fight.
Yeah, he definitely, once he got a hold of Chavez, it was over.
Yeah.
And
and Chavez wore out, like he was tired.
Right, like it was the wrestling skill and the overall strength.
Yeah.
Let's look at the Eddie Wineland picture.
Let's just go ahead and go to that one.
So,
next is the Wineland Castaneda.
Man.
Eddie Wineland
Doc Holliday
is the overly manly man meme. He's got the mustache. He literally was boxing like this. It was not a joke. I'm not exaggerating. He had his hands in front. He was doing the John L. Sullivan back and forth, back and forth. What is going on? What was going on there? Now, this is one of the fights that we differed on, our opinion on who's going to win. There wasn't too many of them.
Yeah, I wasn't. I thought this was a spot I could. Mostly I was high on Wineland, from more of a DraftKings perspective, but I picked him straight too because I like the value. And I thought, Castaneda losing to Nathaniel Wood, I should have known better because Nathaniel Wood. He's fucking really good. I thought Eddie Wineland, this was going to play out on the feet mostly. And I thought Eddie Wineland would have enough tools in his kit to box at range, stay out of danger, and win a decision.
Is this 3 straight knockouts losses to him? I know 2 for sure.
2 for sure.
He's not fast enough anymore.
Yeah, and that was apparent.
In that bantamweight division, those guys are so fast, so powerful. He just is a step off.
Yeah,
and he's from an era that's not like back when he was at his prime, WC days, beating people. You can have one skill, like you could be one discipline, and you can win if you're good enough at it. Nowadays, if you are not complete, so 2 in a row.
Beat whoever Popov is, knocked him out.
Right, knockout second round. But back-to-back first round losses and knockouts.
I think it's really hard to come off a knockout loss. I think
these guys are young and fast. I mean, even Castaneda said it. Like, I grew up watching this guy fight. He's the leads a legend. It's just that in that division, if you're 1 millisecond off, you get Frankie Edgar. Those they do not play around. There's not a lot of time to waste. It's quick, fast.
Hey,
you go to sleep.
Frankie wants to fight again. Yeah, give him Wineland.
I think we should give Eddie Wineland, Matt Wyman.
The boot?
Wyman.
Give him the
Let's
boot,
go Wineland, Wyman. Loser leaves town.
Wyman retired already.
Let's get him back. I want Wineland to go out and win.
Yeah, so John Castaneda, nice victory.
Yeah, good win for the sexy Mexi. Let's not forget that. The sexy Mexi.
Sexy with an I, by the way.
Yeah, interesting.
Landwehr and Arosa.
This was a good fight while it lasted.
What is it, 40 seconds of it? This was exactly what I thought it was good. Listen, he got knocked the fuck out, but I love Nate Landwehr. If you go look on Instagram or on Twitter, watch him when he is walking to the cage and smacking himself in the face with his teammates and shaking his mullet around. He is a nut job. I love me some Nate Landwehr. And they came out, Arosa is a similar style fighter as him,
just a little bit longer
and a little bit more reserved externally. Like you don't see the madness, but Rosa comes hard too.
Juicy J.
Yeah,
Julian, this is a roller coaster of emotions fight. 1 minute you're like, yeah, because I was very high on Nate, and I was like, yeah, and they're like, oh no.
Nate the Train. But he got a great voice too. Listen to any Nate interview. His voice is amazing.
Go watch his fight with who was it? Darren Elkins.
Elkins.
He's just talking to Dana while he's roughing up Elkins
the whole time. He'll be back.
Yeah,
too.
get him back in there. But Rosa, nice performance.
I get his kind. Like Rosa caught him with that quick knee. I mean, Landwehr dropped the Rosa. They dropped each other. Yeah, they dropped each other a piece in 30 seconds.
Yeah,
they were hitting pretty hard.
And Landwehr protested the stoppage, but dude was out. Like he was gonna get fucked up.
He might have, but I get why he protested. He did stand up on his own. I mean, he's a different type of dude.
He went fucking ear to shoulder.
No, and I get why they stopped it though too.
Yeah.
But would you have been shocked if Landwehr got up and ended up winning that fight? If you pull
not when I've seen Chet Congo and Pat Barry.
Right. So and Landwehr is that fucking madman that always thinks he's in a fight.
Chet Congo was knocked out 3 times.
I get his protest, but on the flip side, I understand why the ref stopped.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like it's better to err on the side of caution.
A lot of fun fights coming.
Like he should have stopped Derek Lewis a lot faster, and Lennox should have been stopped a lot faster. So I get why he did that. Oh, you can't like argue that way.
It looked like it went, like.
But yeah, that was a fun 45 seconds.
It was a good fight.
We talked about this one.
Another good fun fight.
Dobson is
very competitive first round
right now or something like that.
I think that might be Shayna Dobson's last UFC fight.
4-4.
At least for a while. She might be done.
She's 5-4. Or 4-5, right?
She might have to go step out for a little bit, work her way back to the UFC.
Yeah, but it was a scrappy first round.
Right.
And then Casey O'Neill just took
Casey O'Neill is definitely a prospect to be reckoned with. UFC wants her to be good. Tiger Muay Thai, working out Tiger Muay Thai. She grew up.
Is she?
Training, I believe so. I know she's
fighting out of Australia.
She's originally from Australia.
No, she's from Scotland.
But she originally
fights in Australia.
But I believe she started training with Tiger Muay Thai because her grappling was really good and she wanted to work on her striking. And
she got that Scottish accent.
The king and whatever. So that all came together in this fight. And by the end of the second round, she's had Dobson mounted and was just pounding her left and right. Dobson would roll to the back, to the front, no matter where it went.
The first round was fun. It was back and forth. You're like, damn, okay. And then the second round, Casey O'Neill just takes her down and beats the shit out of her.
Dobson will always be known as the biggest underdog victory, I believe, ever.
Yeah, she beat Agapova.
Yeah.
Agapova adrenaline dump.
900 or something like that.
Adrenaline dump city. Yeah.
But, big things in the future for Casey
Where is she
O'Neill.
at, by the way? She's just disappeared.
You lose to Shayna Dobson, you go high.
All right.
Another weight misser.
All right. Fucking mini-me Faraz Zahabi. I'm in.
So we had Ariel Helwani fighting against Draco Rodriguez. But Ayman Zahabi, brother of the famous trainer of George St. Pierre, Faraz Zahabi, TriStar in Montreal, Canada. So this guy is a gym rat, been coached by the best in the world, trained with the best in the world. Has not really shown that he's on that level most of his fights. Yeah. Kind of has been fighting lower competition most of his fights. So people weren't too high. I wasn't too high on him either. Draco, on the other hand, coming out of the Contender Series, and Dana White, anytime someone's coming out of that Contender Series, he wants to push them as hard as they can. He wants to show that the Dana White Contender Series is a star-making factory, but that did not turn out.
And not to take away from Zahabi's performance, was fucking
for sure
excellent, but Draco just did not look like he wanted to be in there for much. Like, he started to kind of feel it, and then, I don't know, something was just a little bit off.
He missed weight by 5 pounds.
He missed weight by 5 pounds. It's hard. Like, you get these contender guys, and it's a big push right off the bat. They're just thrown right into the deep end. So you don't really kind of know what to expect. Like, he's known for his hands, but he wins a triangle choke in the Contender Series, and now he's here against Zahabi. And it's been, 2 years since Zahabi had been in the cage, right?
Right.
Something like that.
And
so we didn't know it's Zahabi either.
Draco seemed kind of off when he's walking to the cage, too. He looked very solemn, and I don't know what to say scared. I think everyone's probably a little scared when they go to the cage. It's terrifying to walk in that cage and fight. But he looked off for sure as he was walking down to that cage.
Yeah.
All right, one more fight.
It's another fun one to start the night. I mean, I was big on Vanderhaal.
Domination.
I was wrong, but it was fun to watch.
Spivak.
It was fun to watch.
I mean, Vandera, give it up for him for calling out Spivak. Like, I mean, it's not like you're calling out the bottom end of the heavyweight division. Like, Spivak is probably like about to crack the top 15.
Right, he's right on. Yeah, he's
right. And you
another one
of
these young guys coming up.
You're like, fuck it, I'm going right for it.
Right.
It's sink or swim, and Spivak's on another level.
Well,
man.
Spivak's been up and down in his career. He's had moments where he looked really great, and one when he shouldn't have, and he's had losses that he shouldn't have lost. So he's been one of those guys. So I get why Vanderhaal, like, this guy's good. He's got a good enough name so I can call him out, and if I beat him, it's going to catapult me. And he's shown that he can be beat. It's not like an Alexander Romanov or a Dawkins or an Aspinall. These guys are like, you call these motherfuckers out, you better come correct because they're going to go ahead and tear your head off. So Spivak has had that up and down career. But yeah, it was up. I was high in Vanderhaal. This is another one of my props that I lost. I thought it'd be a second. The thing about Vanderhaal is he is not like a one-punch knockout type guy.
No.
He's a more wear you down. He's usually a pretty solid grappler, and he kind of had good defense in the first round.
He wasn't lost, but you could tell he was too comfortable with that lockdown position, trying to stall things out. And it's not like Spivak was still like working from the top, albeit like A little bit slow,
Well,
but he was dropping.
sure.
He was dropping bows.
Second round.
Yeah.
It's fucking blood sport. You're like Tung
Yeah.
Pao dropping elbows on him. Man.
I mean, there's levels, and Spivak showed it.
Yeah, great performance by him. Again, one of my picks that got on, one of the few that we differed on,
Yeah.
which we were at 7-5 at each, just a different route to get there.
All right. Well, I think we already kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but how did everybody's whiskey and wagers do?
I had a lot more whiskeys than successful wagers.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the fantasy last night. Wasn't in the sports book besides my crazy Hail Mary parlays, and obviously those never work out for me. So I think I was bust from the second.
But we
fight.
didn't really talk about it either.
Yeah.
The fight that got canceled really busted all my
Yeah,
DraftKings performance. Chaz Skelly and Emmers. Apparently, Emmers getting back spasms in the locker room right before making the walk. I mean, Skelly's in the cage dancing around to his entrance music, and
which really sucked because the lineups that I did have, Casey O'Neill, Zahabi, and Derek Lewis in
had those guys
had fucking Emmers or Skelly.
Right.
So I had one goose egg.
Right, and that happened to me in a lot of lineups as well too. So I kind of busted. I mean, I was
So you guys with
light,
700, you guys got lucky.
Yeah, I was light in the sports book, but what I did late, I did not win. Again, I kind of hinted at it. I had Vanderall with a second round knockout.
Yeah.
I thought if he wasn't get it done, it was going to be by knockout, and it'd probably be in that second round after he wore out Spivak after round one. I had the right result, just wrong person.
Yeah.
It was a second round knockout, right? I also had Minner by submission. Did not turn out. He won the fight, but he could not lock in that. So he had a bunch of attempts at it.
Yeah.
Didn't get it done. What other? Oh, I had another one that. Oh, I had Aspinall by second round knockout. Second round win, but second round submission.
Yeah.
Just missed it by that much. But again, it was a tough card to call. So that's why I was kind of light in my bets. I wasn't too sure about anything going into this fight.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's talk about the next fight that's coming up.
It's going to be a fun one.
Rozenstruik and Gane.
Yes.
This is going to be a fun one because it's both strikers, but very different type of strikers.
You've got a technical, volume, precise, but with power Gane against, what you're getting from Jairzinho. He's looking for that one-hitter quitter.
Man, yeah.
To put you out.
Where is Suriname? I'm probably asked this.
South America.
South America.
Just north of Colombia.
It's a biggie boy. It's a perfect name. Perfect name for Zarito Rozenstruik. Mostly known for almost ripping Alistair Overeem's face off with that one
ripping him
uppercut.
from fucking eyebrow to lip.
Man, one of the biggest cuts I've ever seen with that one punch. Fell off. I mean, he had that big fight with Francis Ngannou, got knocked out in that first round, but then bounced back
It's Francis
with a big
Ngannou.
win. Yeah, with a big win. So I am a little critical of Rozenstruik still. I still kind of think that
You're not
he
feeling the
may
biggie
be
boy.
fool's gold. I know he has great power, but that Alistair Overeem fight, he was losing 99.9% of that fight, and he pulled off a Hail Mary at the end. It counts as a win. I get it for sure, but then he came back and lost to Ngannou.
Yeah.
And then he got that win against JDS, who's kind of seems like he's on his way out. So,
Which Gane just recently got as well.
Right.
After Rozenstruik knocked him out.
now this is going to be probably Gane's biggest test he's had, for sure. And I think it's going to kind of show us where both of them really are at.
Yeah, it's hard to pick because I err on the side of caution with siding with Cyril Gane. He's 2-0 in the UFC, right?
Right.
6-0 total. I just don't know enough, and
He's still favorite to win.
yeah, he's a minus 270 favorite. Yeah,
See, but I don't know really enough about Rozenstruik either.
I don't either, but I kind of like that Black Beast appeal, like that one fucking punch that Alistair Overeem might knock
got
you out.
that though too. Like it's not like Gane doesn't have that, and he's faster, and he's got more. He's got more strikes that's gonna hit you with. It's not just me. I'm gonna punch you and knock you out. I can knock you out with my legs,
I got
my
this.
feet.
I think I'm gonna go Rozenstruik here.
I am gonna go Cyril Gane here. I'm glad that we're disagreeing.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a counter strike. Like it's gonna
It could be. It could
gonna
very well
Biggie
be.
Boy trying to attack him, which
Yeah.
he should be, and it's gonna be Gane gonna rock him at 3 counters.
Yeah, I think you see Cyril Gane winning a very technical decision or a technical knockout in the second or third round, or you see Rozenstruik.
Or this is gonna be a very, very boring fight where
Yeah.
they don't fire. They both.
I think the first
gun shy.
round is going to be slow. It's going to be a tentative, slow first round. You're going to have some but I think the shit's going to go down the
See,
second or third round.
I could see that. I think if the first round goes slow, we're gonna see a boring fucking fight. If that first round comes out with fireworks, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna end quick.
I would almost say that Cyril Gane has more ways to win this fight. Doesn't he have
For
some
sure.
heel hook submissions?
For sure, yeah. He's definitely a more well-rounded fighter.
He's got his wins by submission are 60%.
He's got more submission wins
Yeah.
than knockouts.
Yeah.
So that could be a factor right there. We don't know. Like he hasn't fucked with it since UFC though, right?
Right.
But he's only got 2 fights in the
Yeah,
UFC.
right. So he's knocked out. No, he decisioned Tanner Bozer, right? He
Right.
decisioned Tanner Bozer, and he knocks out JDS.
The kind of Bozer's tough to knock out.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'll go Rozenstruik.
Yeah, I'm going to stay with Gane on
I'll
this
take the
one.
dog here.
All right, let's go to the next fight.
I think we'll be in agreement on this
Krylov
one.
and
I don't know. I don't know.
Listen, there's a one rule in MMA. If you see a guy with no mustache and a beard and brown hair, pick him.
If his last name ends in a V.
Ends in a V too. Like that. If a guy looks like that, you pick him. That's where the Dagestani. you take him.
I think I'm siding with Magomed Ankalaev, but I think you're going to learn a lot about him in this fight. Like his only like loss, I think, in the UFC is a submission loss to Paul Craig, grappling involved. And Krylov is a grappler. He likes the arm triangle choke, and I think if we're going to learn, like I think if Krylov cannot get this to the ground, obviously Ankalaev's going to knock him the fuck out because he's quick, he's powerful. But I want to see what happens if
time power. We saw Kudalaba's last fight, was it?
Yeah.
He fucking put Kudalaba to bed.
But look at 58% subs, 42% KOs. You know, that's dude, Krylov has not been a decision.
Again, you see a beard like that. Pick that guy.
Let's be another one where you guys differ.
Yeah,
Right,
I
this
think
is good.
I might go with Krylov here, you know, to get a fucking ugly decision.
Which means he's not going to do it. He's going to end up going with Ankalaev.
No, you're the flip-flopper, not me.
I mean,
I've never flip-flopped a pick.
I don't know, man.
You don't like
Saturday mornings, you're like, I'm changing this, I'm
If
changing
I say,
that,
If I
guys.
say it on this show, I have not flip-flopped on it.
Whoa, really?
I don't think I flip-flopped on one of the shows.
That's a bold
I might have to,
statement.
in our conversation as we're talking out the fights.
That's a bold statement. You need the Eddie Wineland mustache for that kind of statement.
I'm a bold motherfucker. Put him up. I'll tell you what. I'm going Ankalaev. I'm locking that
I'm gonna
one
take
in.
Krylov. Fuck it. I'm 2 dogs right into
There
this.
we go. This is gonna be a fun show
all right.
next week. The
Move
battle
to
of the longest names.
De La Rosa and Bueno Silva.
MDLR versus MBS.
This is it's like a novella.
Battle of the
Montana De La
fucking
Rosa
local
versus
television station.
Chitara. I am not really.
Buena Silva actually helped me along with fucking Derek Minner to take down a GPP.
I mean, she got the flame tattoos in the forearm
You know.
too. She actually has a nickname.
But I think she's scarier than she actually is, dude. I'm gonna go actually with Montana De La Rosa here
I'm
because Buena Silva likes to take the fights to the ground, gets some subs, but that's De La Rosa's area, man, on the ground.
I mean, I'm not too high.
De La Rosa's coming off a loss.
Yeah, it's fine.
You know,
And I'm not too, like, I'm not going to pretend like I'm a fucking expert on either one of these two women. But looking at the situation, I'm thinking that UFC setting this up for Buena Silva to win.
'cause she's 6-1. I mean, she kind of needs a win.
Right. And Montana De La Rosa's coming off a loss. So they're trying to feed her. Does that always work out? No. But I'm going to play those numbers, and I'm going to go at Buena Silva.
I'm gonna take De La Rosa by sub here.
Oh, we're all
I think Buena Silva's gonna fall into a trap.
Check the tape next week, everybody. When I'm smoking it. We need to put some hot gummy bears on the line for this one.
Tony taking dogs, Mike
I mean,
taking
this
faves.
could really swing your. What are you ahead now?
By one on the year, I'm one ahead on Tony.
Yeah,
one
one
on
ahead.
We have to have a big gummy bear at the end of the year.
All right, let's keep going. See how
The
we feel
Cowboy.
about Brown and Oliveira.
I mean, I don't think we should differ on this one.
No, I'm gonna go with the rude boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Randy Brown.
Young
as well.
man coming up there. I mean, Cowboy's a game. He is
Yeah.
a veteran.
This is gonna be a fun fight. It's gonna
For
be
sure.
a fun fight.
But Randy Brown's so much bigger.
Yeah, Randy Brown's longer.
They're both coming off losses though, but I just think Cowboy's working
Yeah.
his way towards the exit.
I see a TKO for Randy Brown.
Me
here.
too, and probably early.
First or second round.
We're not gonna disagree on all of
They're
them.
both coming
Yeah.
off a loss too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Oh,
right,
now
let's
this-
just keep rolling with
Yeah,
it.
this next one. Oh God, I don't know.
Pedro Munoz.
This is another
Jimmy
tough one. We're probably
Rivera.
gonna differ on it though.
I don't know. We might not.
I'm going with Jamie Rivera.
I am too.
Oh, we're actually agreeing on it. And this is a very, very close fight. This can go. Obviously,
This is gonna
it's
be a
eight.
fucking fun
It's
fight.
8 versus 9. And here's the one deciding fact that's making me lead Rivera. Pedro Munoz's last fight was against Frankie Edgar, and Frankie Edgar was right there with him. And then we saw Frankie Edgar's
could
last
not- yeah.
performance. So that's what's going to
Obviously, CNA has more tools.
Right,
than
no,
Munoz,
but I'm saying
but-
when I have two guys like this where I really can't decide, it's gonna be little wild things like that
Well,
that's gonna give me that differentiation.
these guys are very similar.
Right.
Similar styles.
For
I
sure.
mean, I just think Riviera, I think he might be a little bit faster, a little bit better of a boxer.
I mean, is this a fight that I'm going to put $500 on Jimmy Rivera to win? No, I'm not going to bet this fight.
This is a pick 'em.
This is a sit back and enjoy this fight. Don't put no damn money on it because you're probably going to. You're not going to make that much.
Yeah, I think somebody's getting knocked out. Somebody's getting knocked out.
Right.
It's probably going to be first or second round. I'm going to go with Rivera here.
All right. Last guy.
My boy Kroom, the slate breaker. I'm going.
Sarah's and Kroom. What is that picture?
Man.
What is that?
There's some things I want to say on air, but I'm not going to say it.
Hey, gotta love Kevin Kroom, right? What did he say? Have like $50 in his bank account when UFC called him over the summer.
I mean,
last second replacement was a huge underdog, and what he tapped dude in like 15 seconds.
Yeah, he fucking
standing guillotine.
And it was like what, the first or second fight of the slate?
Right.
So I'm like, my night's over.
Right.
I don't even want to watch this shit anymore.
The slate, killed us on DraftKings.
That's 0 Kroom.
0-0 everything for him too.
He has no height.
Come on, UFC, put some respect on this man's name. He needs fucking height.
Alex Caceres is a good pro. I'm gonna say this is Kevin Kroom by decision because Caceres is really good at avoiding getting knocked out, avoiding getting submitted, but he really does not have.
Yeah, you just don't know what you're gonna get from Caceres. So.
He can win a decision victory.
Caceres can look good in one fight and then look absolutely horrid in the next.
I mean, he fought off the submissions against Chase Hooper, right?
Yeah.
So Chase Hooper is a much better grappler than Kevin Kroom. Kevin Kroom shows that's the way his likes to go for those chokes. I do think that he's going to end up beating Caceres overall in a decision.
He looks like a recovering alcoholic.
Probably not one we're going to cover too deeply next. Oh, a recovering?
In the process. I don't know, man. He looks like
he got that win bonus.
He looks like he's gumming some shit. He looks like he's gumming some shit behind the dumpster for fucking Burger King.
We're going to meet these people one day. It's going to be funny.
I think I'm going to go Kroom, actually.
Yeah, I'm picking to win. You look like what you look like, but I think you're going to win the fight.
I think that's what he's going for.
All right.
That's intentional? That's what you're saying? That's intentional? All right.
Top of the undercard.
Got these cheeseburgers.
The Belizean
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go Jason.
Yeah, there we go. Lots of differentiation.
The much bigger woman.
I'm going to go with Marianne.
I think fucking 80% of women's fight comes down to physicality, but.
No. It comes down to fight IQ. No, it really does. For the most part, it's fight IQ. A lot of times you find themselves getting themselves in bad positions where they have their advantages of that reach, and you'll see her go into the guard and get armbar from guard because her arms are so long. Yeah. So like that's usually where it comes down to in women's MMA is the fight IQ differential, and I think Renault's got a higher one.
Yeah, I think I'll take Chase on here.
Chase is definitely gonna be the favorite going in there. Yeah. But
she's minus 225.
9-6-1. But again, women's MMA you can't put too much into the records either.
Let's keep it going.
We
got Alexander the Great.
And Thiago Moises.
Man, he's still low down on the card, Alexander, huh? Remember,
he was supposed to be the Emperor.
He was supposed to be the biggest, baddest thing. Then Cowboy derailed that, right?
Yeah.
But he looked good his last fight. Looked really, really good.
Against Grutzemacher. Who do you fight?
Who? Hernandez?
Let's look this up.
Chris Grutzemacher?
No, Grutzemacher fought overseas, didn't he?
Grutzemacher's a former Ultimate Fighter vet.
It was Grutzemacher, you're right.
Yeah, which is not very impressive. Grutzemacher's been out for so long with injuries and shit. I'm going Moises. I can't even say his name. Thiago Moises. I think he can either win a decision or snatch up Hernandez's neck.
Alexander Hernandez, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he switched camps or he tweaked his training for
After
sure.
The Cerrone loss, maybe?
Yeah, and he came out as a hot prospect, and Grutzemacher's not like a guy who's going to be chasing titles anytime soon, but Hernandez looked amazing in that fight. He looked sharp.
He did.
He had that bounce back in his step, and I think he's starting to catch a stride again.
Thiago looked good against Bobby Green, though.
Yeah, well, Bobby Green lost to the scale, too, so.
I'm going Thiago here.
Good, but we're fucking going to have all different picks. Record this shit, so when I put that thing up on Friday, we put that X's on our screen, you see it Tony in a fucking flip-flop.
It ain't me that's flip-flopping.
He's picking all the wrong picks right now.
No, it's probably...
All right. Alexis Davis and Sabina Mazo.
I have no idea.
The Colombian.
I haven't seen Alexis Davis fight. I've seen Sabina Mazo fight.
She's got length. She's got good
she's
striking.
not. She's not. Who she beat? Justine Kish.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
you had Kish win that fight, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I had Mazo in that fight.
Alexa Davis.
She did good on DraftKings. That's how I can remember.
10, so it looks like they want
29 fights versus 10 fights.
Subpoena. They're not going to court. Sabina, she's known for, we maybe after this show, the shit we're fucking saying. But she's known for her at distance fighting. Really long lanes. She's a volume striker. It's not going to knock anybody out. She's not really a threat to sub nobody. But she can win the fight on points, on decision. I think that's how she's going to get it done. I think
You're picking who?
Mazo to beat Davis.
But it's interesting you look at the weight there. I guess Davis is. Where is this fight taking place? Is it flyweight or bantamweight?
It doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
I'd imagine it's flyweight probably.
It doesn't matter. They're going to miss weight anyway. No, I'm going to go with Mazo. Just on her reach is going to be the difference. And I don't.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take
reach up there.
I'm going to take Mazo as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little bit longer. I know her leg reach would be a little bit longer than Davis's as well.
Yeah,
all right.
We'll agree on that one.
Menefield fell down the card too, man.
Dude, I am not going against William Knight until he loses.
Man, this is a fucking banger for early fight, though, man.
I like William Knight over Menefield.
William Knight has the nicest voice in MMA.
He's a cool dude, man.
Yeah, he's so friendly. It's like
Menefield, they're both cool dudes, man.
Man,
they're both minus 112.
Yeah, it's a pick 'em.
This is gonna be.
But I think William Knight's
a fight that should be on the fucking main card.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's this low down. This is too.
Well,
good.
even the one before, like
heavy.
he had Caceres and Hooper over Hernandez and Moises. It's like, come on, there's other fights we can put up.
They're just trying to get people to. This should at least be the main event, the prelims.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Knight because I think he has a little bit better cardio than Menefield. And I've seen Knight in bad spots, and I'm confident he can get out of bad spots if he's put there. And I think he's going to knock Menefield out.
Man, you want to talk about flip-flopping? I maybe flip-flop it.
Oh, you want to flip-flop now?
This is definitely.
See guys what I deal with?
This is definitely a pick 'em fight, and for the sake of having some fucking fun, I'm gonna go Menefield. I think it's a 50-50 fight anyway. You took Knight. I'm gonna go Menefield. To have
We've
some
been
fun.
disagreeing all card.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna keep this shit going. So every fight, there's something on the goddamn line.
All right, now we got.
Gachero has 0 everything.
Yeah, I'm going. Dude, I think
last fight debut.
Dude, even Lawrence, but even I actually saw Lawrence fight on the Contender Series. I think I saw Conchero fight in a losing effort, but Lawrence looks fucking good. His grappling is fucking sick.
Well, I'm gonna go with Lawrence because he actually has a fucking picture.
Yeah, I'm going with Ryan.
And
Lawrence.
he's won a fight.
Yeah. Right. I'm actually going with a picture. How you had 0-0 your last fight?
Well, somebody on this last card just.
How
beat
are you
Conchero.
0-0 and your last fight was a loss?
No, somebody beat Conchero
Riddle
on
me
the last card. Who was it?
Riddle me that, Batman.
Go to Tapologist. Should tell us. I'm going with Lawrence. So yeah.
Let's keep going then. Last
Dustin
fight,
Jacoby,
fight
Maxim
of,
Grissom.
The undercard.
It's another tough one.
Maximus. 31 and
Jamal
8.
Emmers beat
Vince
Conchero by decision.
Of course, that's how Emmers wins.
That was his first fight. So Conchero's 0-1 in the UFC.
This is another one. Maxim Grissom has definitely got the experience advantage over Jacoby. I'm gonna go ahead and give the fight to Max Grissom. This is another one that I don't really know much about either one of the fighters, and I'm going with the vet. I'm gonna go with the vet.
Yeah, it's a. He probably has more tools to win the fight, but
I've seen both these guys fight, but honestly, they have not done anything to register in my memory.
Yeah.
I know I've seen both these guys.
I'm gonna take Dustin Jacoby because I like his stand-up game. His kickboxing is pretty legit, so I'm gonna take Dustin.
So
Jacoby.
we're disagreeing from almost everything.
Yeah,
I like it.
One of us is going to be embarrassed on the 6 podcast.
I mean, the truth is, it could still be 50-50.
It could still easy tie. It's more likely to tie, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is UFC.
No, there's one fight we're missing here.
Are we?
Yeah, because he got a last minute replacement, and it was actually probably going to be my lock of the night. So if we want to do a whiskey and wagers here, lock of the night,
live.
It's Hony Barcelos.
Oh yeah, I just saw that.
And Marcelo Rojo from Argentina.
I'm saying your lock is Honey, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to say,
yeah.
if your lock of the night's the other fucking guy, we're agreeing on that one.
He was supposed to fight Rafael Assunção.
Yeah, Assunção backed out.
Yeah. So he got a last minute replacement.
Yeah,
so,
Hony
but I was high on
Barcelos.
Barcelos anyway.
Yeah,
he's an older guy, but
Assunção's head's still spinning from Cody.
Yeah.
It's taking him a year to come get a fight again.
Fucking Barcelos is a
right. Yeah, I'm all
savage.
yeah. We're in agreement on that one.
Yeah, that's a lock of the night.
I mean,
right
literally, the ones we're 50-50 on are coin flip fights.
there. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on to some
Drama.
We already talked about everybody missing weight, right?
Yes.
Mike Perry versus Daniel Rodriguez in the works for UFC on April 10th.
Dude, I am all on platinum for this fight.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime Mike Perry fights, I'm all in. from.
Yeah, this is a fight. I think he should win this fight.
Says he's sticking at 170.
I think his grappling's better.
He's a better all-around fighter than D-Rod for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, D-Rod could knock him out possibly, but
I don't see it happening.
It looks like the April 10th card will be headlined by Darren Till and Marvin
that's
Vettori.
a fun one.
Dude, that's a hard fight right there. I might go with Till on that one though.
I mean,
if we're picking right now.
I'm definitely Vettori on that one after that performance.
Well, Vettori grapples, right?
Right.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
that might be the deciding factor.
And I just seem like Till doesn't win big fights.
Yeah.
Till, if it's a big fight, Till doesn't win it.
There's a lot of hype behind Till, right? And it's like, why is there so much hype?
Well, because he's gigantic for the weight class. He does have some.
He's a
big
likable
win-
guy too. I like it.
He's charismatic as fuck. He's funny. He's funny as hell. But like anytime he gets pushed up, I mean, we saw it with Woodley.
Yeah.
We saw it with Masvidal. We saw it with Whitaker. If you put him in that big time spotlight, he doesn't show up.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Perry. Hopefully, he's doing well. He's getting his life back on track. He's got a kid now. He's got a kid, man. Maybe that's
no. I hope he's doing it, but if you read
set
his
him straight.
His tweets are random as fuck.
Sometimes that's what it takes.
There's no coherency to it.
Little mini you, but
again, you always just hope he's getting his shit together. I love Mike Perry as a fighter, as a
personality,
yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I think Mike Perry's going to win this fight.
I
hope he wins this fight.
Yeah, if he does, he's in trouble.
Yeah, he's on the cut. He's on the
cut. People are getting cut. But yeah, I'm definitely going Mike Perry on that one. I'm never gonna go.
I like Daniel Rodriguez too.
Listen, there's never gonna be a time Mike Perry fights where I don't pick him.
Yeah.
All right, let's little honorable mention from the Adrian Broner fight last night. The undercard, Oscar Valdez versus Miguel Burchell.
Big knockout, right?
Yeah, this nasty knockout. This is the angle you want to see here.
Oh shit! I didn't get to see this.
I saw the tweets about it.
This is pretty gnarly.
Who is this? Who are these two fighting?
Oh! Valdez knocked him.
That was a left hook?
I mean, you don't see shit like that in boxing
Check left
too
hook?
often,
What
man.
was that?
He rocks.
Dude, he's
him
shaking,
good.
man.
Like just.
A check left hook? Oh.
Just rocks him.
Night, man.
Man, that
was beautiful.
They'll probably slow, and
he
he's still
just
out.
turned off his fucking central nervous system right there.
Not doing well.
Go to sleep, bitch.
That's how you close the show.
Here's like a ringside shot.
Oh man.
The censor did it was so bad.
That's almost as good as Jake Paul.
Boom!
Brutal.
Before he knocked out
Nate Robinson. That's basically what Jake Paul did.
Was it Logan Paul or Jake Paul?
Jake Paul.
I keep fucking.
Logan's the big one.
Logan's
Jake's the one that wants
one.
to fight Connor. Logan's the one that was supposed to fight Floyd.
I thought Logan knocked out Nate. No?
Logan fought KSI. Logan's the one that was supposed to fight Floyd Mayweather. Jake's the one that wants to fight Connor.
Jake's the smaller one, right?
Yeah. Logan's fucking giant. He's a big dude.
So those who are listening and not actually watching this podcast, take a second to Google the Oscar Valdez Miguel Burchell.
Yeah, we don't need
highlight.
more copyright strikes.
It was,
yeah, we do.
It was gnarly.
We need the attention.
It was gnarly. Also, felt like Adrian Broner lost that fight, but I mean, if you just look at the numbers, he was out hit 2-1. Let's move on. Next, replacement for the Leon Edwards fight, Belal Muhammad. How do we feel about this?
I'm excited for this. I love Belal Muhammad.
I think this is a good fight, but I think this falls into Leon. I don't know though, because Belal Muhammad likes to grapple from time to time.
Can Leon finish Belal? Belal's a
I don't know. He's got a
motherfucker.
fucking unrelentless.
It's going to be a 5-round
or
fight.
a relentless pace.
Right. And he just steps forward. He was getting when he was fighting Lima a couple weeks ago, last week, right?
Yeah.
He was taking those fucking leg kicks that end guys, and he was just moving forward.
Yeah, I mean,
Edwards is a fast. I mean, but who knows what Edwards is going to be?
Yeah, we don't know.
Layoff is so long.
But I like. There's a part of me that feels like this is a more favorable fight for Edwards. I think Chimaev offered more.
I love me some Chimaev.
This is the life, brother.
That would be the huge jump up in competition.
And the UFC now, smash everybody, drink Coco's nuts.
So I honestly think, especially it's such a different opponent, it definitely leans toward Belal Muhammad. Because what Leon Edwards is working on fighting Khamzat Chimaev, he's not. I mean, obviously he still do everything, but
maybe he has to worry about less grappling. You know?
But you're sharp. He's gonna be sharp.
Well, that's Leon Edwards' strength is striking.
But you had to be working takedown defense and all kinds of grappling against the cage, and you're working all kinds of shit that's really probably not going to come into play anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think
it's kind of like when the whole. I mean, obviously we see where Tony went, but when Tony Ferguson fought Justin Gaethje instead of Khabib Nurmagomedov, it's a completely different camp when you're fighting Gaethje or Khabib. You're working a whole bunch of different things. Tony didn't even bring a striking coach. He had Eddie Bravo fucking cornering him for that fight because he thought it was gonna be a grappling.
Throw the sand.
Yeah. Yeah, so it doesn't be a grappling. It doesn't be a fucking grappling match. So when your opponent changes and he's so much different of an opponent, I mean, and Bilal's been active.
And both these guys are decision fucking kings.
And Bilal's been active fighting for the whole time that Leon's been sitting. I know he's not been sitting on his ass. He's been training, but it's different working out. It's different training than being in that cage and fighting people. And Bilal's been working all through COVID. He's been working this whole time. 3 fights in it?
And how does Edwards, fight off the back foot and all that? I mean,
Leon Edwards is top 5 in the world for a reason.
Do we have a line for this? I
think Edwards is definitely the favorite.
I want to see what the line is real quick.
Yeah, but I'm definitely leaning as a dog for Belal Muhammad for sure.
I could see it, but I mean, I could also see
I'm gonna lace. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna lay some money on Belal Muhammad by decision. That bet's gonna be going in there.
No, I don't have it on here.
It's still early.
Yeah, because
when is that
still
fight?
The Adesanya fight 13th. Before that. Yeah, March 13th, and they just got like March 6th. So you got
Volkanovski, Ortega. Damn, Ortega's the dog.
Ngannou's favored to win over Stipe.
I think Stipe is a dog. I might be picking Ngannou, but
I'm putting money on Stipe.
As a dog for sure,
and I'm putting money on Ortega.
Right. And that's a little transparency. Sometimes I might pick a fighter, but if that dog gives me a better edge, I'm going to lay the money on the underdog.
You know what else is interesting? Derek Brunson plus 140 against Holland.
Yeah, but even better here.
That's another one that kind of a long way.
Scares me.
Amanda Nunes, Megan Anderson. Amanda Nunes is minus 1250.
What's Megan Anderson's?
Plus 750.
Maybe worth $5. Megan Anderson. I mean, it's gonna get you $35. What, $40?
No, I put more than $5 on it. I might, but I thought it'd be higher than $750. I'm kind of bummed. I thought it'd be like a plus 1,200.
She got them long legs and shit. Might be able to triangle choke her. You never know.
I mean, it's the fight game. It's a fight game.
It's like almost like anybody above like that is that much of an underdog.
I'll tell you what. There's absolutely no fucking reason to bet Amanda Nunes.
No,
there's no reason to bet.
Just like I was telling Jody on the way, like if anybody's over like minus 200, I probably won't bet.
No.
That's not worth it.
So that's why I've been looking at the prop market a little bit more. Yeah. So if I have a guy who I know who's a big fucking a favorite, I'm gonna say over. Yeah. Big ass favorite. I'm gonna try to make my odds. How's this guy gonna win the fight?
Unless you're doing like a 2-leg parlay, like two maybe minus 200 people. Yeah.
Right. Because I want plus money. If I'm laying my money down, I want plus money somehow, or at maybe 150. 150 like the highest I'll go.
Like,
right.
It really is a 50-50. You know.
Right.
Okay, there's just a couple other things we should maybe touch on here.
Have we almost done already?
Yeah,
he's getting another chance.
Azatar, after his guys scaled the building, Dana White's deciding to keep him on the roster.
The man's undefeated.
He must got something.
No, I think Dana White is
a little bitch.
A fucking. Well, basically,
Jody has spoken. Move on.
I was gonna go more like Carney.
Yeah.
Like it's all about the show, whatever you do.
Of
people on the
course,
stage.
it's a money.
Yeah,
it's
I don't hate
thing. This guy's
Dana
undefeated. I think it was a little bit of show pony for him getting caught.
Well, and you got to think about how much time they're spending in the Middle East, right?
Right. You need to look good for the Fight Island people.
You need to build that. It's like with Weili Zhang was the best thing that could have ever happened. With
do you
the Chinese
remember
champion, right?
the first fight card in Abu Dhabi?
What was the first
It was
fight card?
Frankie Edgar and BJ Penn, another card, and the main event was Damian Maia and Anderson Silva. And that's when Anderson Silva played that fucking bullshit. And he was,
Fight Island?
No, the first ever fight in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, I was like, Fight Island.
Fight Island was a triple main event with
Didn't have
Masvidal Usman. No, it was Masvidal Usman. It was Jan and Aldo, and it was Holloway and Volkanovski. And it was also Rose and Andrade. It was a huge card. But the first ever fight in Abu Dhabi, the first time it was an afternoon card. I'll never forget. It was like a Saturday at like 1 o'clock. The main event was Silva versus Damian Maia, and Silva and Maia had some kind of beef going on.
That was a kind of a slow fight.
And Silva was like hiding behind the referee and playing all this shit. And they intentionally put Silva on the card for those Abu Dhabi people that are spending all this money. And Dana White was pissed, and he said, "Oh, if he ever did anything like that, I'll kick him out of the federation, all kinds of shit like that." And it was all to kind of please the people on that side to say, you know what, I'm not going to put up with this in my promotion.
And that's why you kind of you're going to see certain people getting favorable matchups or getting boosted up sooner because they're representing certain parts of the world, right? To build the business.
Light heavyweight?
Who's it?
He's the light heavyweight, right?
Azatar?
Yeah.
He's a featherweight, is he not? Lightweight.
Is he light? I think I read it wrong. I thought it was light heavyweight.
He's a lightweight or
I know he's
featherweight?
Undefeated. It's probably lightweight.
He's either a lightweight. He's supposed to fight for Volov, so maybe welter? No, lightweight.
Lightweight.
Well, we can go to. Is he ranked?
No.
I think he's lightweight.
He's either lightweight
I read lightweight,
lightweight,
but I read it as light heavyweight.
No, he's a smaller one.
But he's undefeated. He's an up and comer. If you let this guy go, he's gonna go somewhere else and become a star.
Well, and his fucking his agent is what's his face.
He's a brightest prospect currently at lightweight.
Yeah, so lightweight.
Yeah, so I just read lightweight as light heavyweight. I read it wrong, but he is again Ali. The best people talk all the shit they want about Ali, Alibi's, whatever.
He's got the best fighters.
But he fucking takes care of his fighters. Whatever he does on the side, I don't know the guy personally at all or anything, but I know his job is to manage fighters, and he fucking takes care of them.
You've got to do a little bit of immoral shit to get ahead in the world.
Not only that, his fighters vouch for the fucking guy, so he must be taking care of them. Yeah. Right? They all vouch for him. They're all for him 100%.
What's going on down here in Huntington Beach? Tito Ortiz on the pro?
Yeah, Tito Ortiz is fucking nuts. They finally kick him out of being a mayor.
Sorry, I got distracted.
But no, yeah, Ali has so much pull in the UFC with all those damn fighters. So I guarantee there were some talks between Ali and fucking.
Yeah,
Dana.
I mean it's a business, right?
Right.
You're looking for the most profits. Exactly. You got to build that Middle Eastern market.
I just want to know what's in the bag.
What's in the bag?
You never ask what's in the bag or the box, man. Come on.
Yeah. What's in the bag?
Go watch 7. You'll learn.
The definition of.
I haven't been following this, Mike. So this is kind of all you.
Jake Paul, Ben Askren, the MMA star thinks Jake Paul, no doubt, will win the fight against Ben Askren.
Ben Askren of all people from the
loose
MMA
interpretation of the word MMA star.
Sure.
He's a guy who fights MMA.
You're gonna take one of the worst strikers in MMA to go box,
right? No, and I think Jake Paul's probably gonna knock.
He's gonna knock him the fuck out.
You know what? No, I'm not gonna say he's gonna knock him out. I think Askren will know enough to not get knocked out. He might not land strikes, but he's been in fight. He's been in cage. He's been in that situation 2 times to know how to defend himself enough against pretty much an amateur to not get knocked out. But he'll probably lose by decision.
Yeah,
I don't know how many rounds are going to go.
I don't think Askren's going to win this fight.
No, but I don't think he gets knocked out.
It's just some money.
Because, again, this guy's a pro fighter. He knows enough stand-up, enough boxing to not get knocked out.
He said, I don't got to take another fight.
But on the flip side, what happens to Jake Paul in that 3rd, 4th, and 5th round when you got an Olympic athlete, Olympic level, top level athlete?
But at the end of the day, who really cares, though?
I mean, it'll be kind of nice to see Askren knock him out.
Maybe, yeah.
Or does Askren take an unofficial dive? Is this some WWE shit? You know what I mean? Askren just wants to make money. He wants to buy more Bitcoin.
Yeah.
He loves his fucking Bitcoin. He could get a lot of Bitcoin for what he's gonna get for this fight. You know, probably the biggest payday he's ever gotten out of any fight. So maybe he doesn't take a dive, but maybe Paul tells him, "Hey, just back off me a little bit and just let me win by decision, let me look good, and we move on." I could totally see that happening. Yeah, Raush Manifo is not an MMA star.
They cut a few more fighters too, right? They just went unnoticed. I can't remember who it was.
I saw that. They were all fighters didn't know really who they were.
Yeah, Askren had a great response. He said something about MMA star who I've never heard of or seen fight in any prospective promotion. So he kind of shot the messenger right in the face right there. But again, this is circus time.
Yeah, this is all for sure.
I wish if it was a better striker, I would be a little bit more excited for it.
Sure.
Yeah, you're taking a wrestler, an all-American wrestler,
you're taking away his best tool.
They probably have the same boxing skills.
They did.
One's much younger though.
I'd argue that Logan Paul is better boxer.
Yeah, he's much younger
Ben
too.
Askren, and he's got bad shoulder, bad hip.
Yeah.
But again, I still think Ben Askren knows enough in the fucking ring.
But he's got a good attitude. That's all.
He can diagnose threats. He can see weight shifts. He knows all that. there's nothing that Jake Paul's going to do to him that's going to confuse fucking Ben Askren. So I think this is actually be a fucking snoozer. There.
Yeah, I'm not watching this shit probably.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I watched China versus Joey Bonaducci, or Joey Buttafuoco.
There was also a couple fights announced. March 27th.
Yeah,
Woodley Luque for UFC 260.
Yeah, I know, man. Talk about a big. Like, how far are you falling from fucking?
I don't know why Woodley takes
Woodley's
that
ranked
fight.
7th.
Who
Luque's
else is he gonna
ranked
fight?
10.
He's lost how many in a row? 3?
Does he need to fight?
Oh, I mean, I don't.
Well, his
I
rap
can't
career,
imagine
his
him
rap
winning.
career is not taking off. I don't think.
Yeah, it's.
I haven't heard him on the radio. I haven't heard him at work.
But he's got like TV shows and shit. Like he's fought. He's made money. He's even done. He hasn't done anymore. He was doing UFC like.
You guys haven't seen him commentating in a while.
Yeah, he hasn't done that in a while. Quite because him and Dana have beef lately. But like, I don't see that benefiting him. I mean, it benefit Luque.
I mean, it's a winnable fight for him.
I don't know if there's such thing anymore.
I don't think he.
I saw a funny meme. It was like as soon as he has that song like "Can't Be Beat" or "Can't Be Dropped" or some shit. Ever since he's dropped that song,
So kind of like a Roy Jones Jr. song.
Yeah, but he hasn't won a round since that. Hasn't won a fucking round since he dropped that song. From Usman to fucking Kobe to fucking Burns, has not won a round.
Those are pretty tough guys.
And also,
but you're a champ. Like you're not gonna fight weak guys when you're a fucking champion.
Yeah.
right. Also announced on that card is Sugar O'Malley and Almeida.
Another interesting setup. I think they're trying to get
But
Sugar
there's
Sean
such
to
a
win.
big size difference there, though. Yeah, and that's Sugar Sean should knock out
Yeah.
Thomas Almeida, and
He's
if I'm being
going.
completely honest, he should.
He's going to.
Yeah.
And that's what they wanted. That's why they didn't give him a good fight. That's why,
Dude, he's like fucking a foot taller than him.
yeah, and
they're both strikers.
he's fast as fuck.
It's gonna be like Eddie Wineland all over again.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
And Thomas Almeida, this is gonna be a second fight back in how many years layoff? You know.
But what will happen as Casey Kenny and Megan Anderson cross paths?
Well, they're not fucking unless it's
Maybe.
4 a.m.
Maybe they will. Maybe they will. Maybe they work it out. But yeah, I mean,
God, that's still like the biggest mystery, man, to me. Like, it's got to be 4 a.m. for you to bang Megan Anderson.
that was a joke too, man. Like this dude talking shit in a joke.
Well, and yeah, I mean, there's some things. It's not podcast worthy, but we'll leave it at that.
What, some things you want to do to Megan Anderson? Let's put it on there.
No,
Go for
just
it.
some things I was gonna say.
Shoot your shot.
Take your shot. Hey, it worked out for Julian Marquez. You got a response, Tony. Come on.
No.
Carve a MA into your chest.
It's more like what Casey Kenny had to say, but it's like,
Well,
so you don't want Megan Anderson, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying that. I don't want to get canceled because she's on the prowl, man. You don't like me? You're canceled.
Well, that's it for this week in all things in the guard. Like, subscribe, follow, and we'll be back next week with more.
Should be a fun one next week. All
Yeah,
these different
next week will
picks
be good.
after Tony switches and
You
jumps
see
ship.
Mike crying.
Right. Maybe I'll keep. on
Don't
the
worry,
win
I'm gonna
streak
provide
with
I do
my-
want to say I took that gummy bear. It wasn't that bad.
Mike had an advantage. He knew what to expect.
I always knew it was going
And his wasn't solidified from a sub-degree freezing on the way over.
To be fair, I did 6 minutes.
He chewed it in like 10 seconds.
All right.
Probably why I got